From the jungles of Thailand to the seas of Malta, Jurassic World Rebirth is in full swing and the community is enthralled. Being a longtime Jurassic Park and Jurassic World fan, I am on top of the world at the fact that there is a 4th installment coming to the Jurassic World series, a 7th installment coming to the Jurassic Park series. Hopefully this one will stay a little bit truer to the origins of the first Jurassic Park films. Welcome to the Dinosaur channel. We're going to jump right into it.
Imagine if you had a home on the internet for all things dinosaur and prehistoric. A universe where you can live and learn all you want about the ancient creatures that occupy your mind. You can find it only here on the Dinosaur channel. Welcome to the Dinoverse.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Dinosaur channel. This is your home on the internet for all things dinosaur and prehistoric. And sometimes we do dabble in Jurassic Park / Jurassic World. And guess what? There's a new Jurassic World movie coming out. I am so beyond excited. And for that reason alone, today we're going to recap and also do a little bit of speculation on things that we might see. Before we do that though, I want to remind you guys to subscribe, turn on those notifications, and smack us with a dinosaur-sized thumbs up. And if you do subscribe right now, you have the honor of joining us right before we hit 10,000 subscribers. More on that towards the end of the video. But we would really appreciate it. Also, if you want to support us financially, which we do need to help you make more of these amazing videos, links can be found down below in the description. All right, Jurassic World Rebirth. What we know so far, they're going to be filming both in Malta and in Thailand. They've actually already filmed most of the Thailand scenes. The Malta scenes are still scheduled for this week, and they've been filming a little bit of that last week. Starring Scarlett Johansson and being directed by Gareth Edwards, the same director from Godzilla. It's a very, very exciting time to be a Jurassic Park / Jurassic World fan. There's been a billion videos made on the internet about what exactly is coming and what's been speculated, and the reality is we don't have all the answers, and I'm probably not going to add such a good opinion on this, but I do want to offer a bit of a theory and speculate on something kind of amazing that I conjured up. I don't know how much of it holds ground, but there's been a lot of talk about Spinosaurids being featured in this movie again, and that's because there's been a lot of water-based filming locations in this movie, including the fact that they're filming in the water-based aquarium sort of pool studio in Malta, and that's pointing towards the fact that there's probably going to be some sort of mosasaur, aquatic reptile scene in this movie, or at least multiple scenes like it. In some recent videos I watched from Jurassic Outpost and Best in Slot, both of them had speculated on this exact thing, about the fact that there's a big boat or ship that's being filmed, and at some point in that scene, that boat is going to be rocked or moved really hard. So I will speculate at the fact that I don't believe that's going to be a Spinosaurid scene. Maybe I'm wrong on it. It's very much possible. We know that most Spinosaurids were aquatic, and whether they used Baryonyx, Suchomimus, Spinosaurus aegypticus, or a little other one that I'm going to bring up in a bit that's a bit of a surprise, I don't think we can guarantee anything, especially when it comes to Spinosaurids being in the movie. But what we can potentially guarantee is that aquatic reptiles like a plesiosaur, pliosaur, Kronosaurus, Mosasaurus, Tylosaurus can be potentially in this movie, especially at the scale that they were in the last Jurassic World films. So that's obviously very, very exciting. But, ladies and gentlemen, aquatics aside, there's a very, very geographically dependent potential superstar on the table that not a lot of people are looking at. I actually haven't heard anybody speculate on it. So the reality is, knowing Universal, we're probably going to get a T-Rex again. We're probably going to get a Velociraptor again. That's just what it's been. You know, that we get these North American dinosaurs that have been throughout the entire series. But what about Spinosaurus? Will it be featured? We haven't seen it in a mainline capacity since Jurassic Park 3 in 2001, and that sort of superstar cameo I got in Camp Cretaceous. So I'd like to offer a different opinion on this specific conundrum. So on this YouTube channel, I've been doing deep dives on different dinosaurs that are a little bit more obscure. We've recently covered dinosaurs like the Rajasaurus from India, the Beckel Spinax, the Nigersaurus, and an upcoming video we have coming out very soon, a little bit more on that later as well, is going to be an episode on the Siamosaurus. Going to be called The Curious Case of the Siamosaurus. Now, you guys might be familiar with Siamosaurus from a Jurassic World toy that recently came out. If anybody watching is an avid collector of the Mattel Jurassic World line, you might be familiar because Siamosaurus was recently featured in that line about 1.5 to 2 years ago. It was a Spinosaurid from Thailand. Yes, the same place where Jurassic World Rebirth is being filmed. Not too long ago, I actually got the chance to travel to Thailand and do some in-person discovery on the Siamosaurus, and its history, while not super rich, is very, very, very interesting. So Siam actually means Thailand. It's sort of the ancient word for Thailand. and this dinosaur existed in Thailand and parts of China in the early Cretaceous period. So when I saw that Jurassic World Rebirth was potentially being filmed in Thailand, this was early on a couple months ago, and now that it's confirmed that it's been filmed in Thailand, my brain immediately jumped towards the opportunity of maybe, just maybe, there's an opportunity to feature one of the coolest, most less known about Spinosaurids in the game, Siamosaurus. And let me offer a reason as to why Siamosaurus might be a good substitute to Spinosaurus aegypticus. As we know, in the mainline canon of the story, Spinosaurus aegypticus has been featured again in Jurassic Park 3 and in Camp Cretaceous. But even in Camp Cretaceous, when they refeatured him on Biosyn Island, they doubled down on the sort of false depiction of what Spinosaurus looked like in 2001 and before. You see, back then we thought Spinosaurus looked a certain way, and since then he's covered a very, very big evolution. Spinosaurus aegypticus looks completely different, more like a duck compared to what it looked like back in 2001. So zoom 25 years into the future, I just don't see them doubling down on Spinosaurus aegypticus and bringing back exactly the same one in a mainline movie. But what they can do is add a different Spinosaurid. We've already had Baryonyx featured. I think Suchomimus is not interesting enough. This is the opportunity to add in Siamosaurus, the lizard of Thailand, the lizard of Siam. So here's a little bit of information on this dinosaur. There was 106 different specimens that were found by paleontologists of this dinosaur in various parts of Thailand. And it's very unique because Thailand's not really known for dinosaur fossils. So I've lived in and around Southeast Asia for quite a few years now, and something I've learned by traveling around this part of the Asian continent is that it doesn't have that rich sort of dinosaur culture and fandom like they do in China, in Japan, in Korea, in places where tons of dinosaur fossils have been found and a lot of museums are set up. In Southeast Asia, it's a little bit different. Their relationship with dinosaurs doesn't really exist in the way that it does in the Western world, at least not in the context that we have it. And especially, not a lot of museums are readily available with giant or amazing dinosaur fossils on display in that part of the world. But that actually makes it even more interesting, knowing that a lot of these dinosaurs are just not really well known. What we do know about this dinosaur is that it had a lot of unique characteristics that it shared with all Spinosaurids, like the long snout, the narrow crocodile-like jaws, filled with those sharp sort of conical Spinosaur teeth, and that it was a relatively small Spinosaurid. Not small by any means. It was 6 to 9 meters, 20 to 30 feet long, and weighed between 1 to 2 tons. So not a tiny dinosaur, but definitely not the biggest, especially when it comes to the Spinosaurid family. And actually, the finding of Siamosaurus prompted a lot of doubts regarding the long-standing belief that Spinosaurids are confined to regions such as Africa and South America and Europe. Like what we know about Spinosaurus aegypticus, Baryonyx, Suchomimus limited to that area of the world, this sort of broke that stigma. I find this potential for Universal to show off dinosaurs like Rajasaurus found in India and Siamosaurus found in Southeast Asia as such an amazing opportunity to diversify the roster of dinosaurs that we're used to. We know that they've featured Velociraptor, Tyrannosaurus Rex, Brachiosaurus, but how amazing would it be to feature things like Rajasaurus, Siamosaurus, Giraffatitan, really travel the world in the dinosaur sphere and show us more things. Even just the roster from what we had in Jurassic World Evolution 2 offers such an amazing potential for different dinosaurs that we can see on screen in this blockbuster. Question is, do I have faith in the Universal production team to diversify their palette of dinosaurs? Well, they haven't done it for 6 movies, so I don't think there's going to be a chance that they do it for a 7th, but maybe, just maybe, the fact that they filmed in Thailand is going to be the first time the Jurassic World sort of expands that roster. Just because of that main reason that they're filming out there gives me a little bit of a hope that they might just do it. Look, Jurassic World Dominion did go through strides to diversify the dinosaur palette, featuring dinosaurs like Morris Intrepidus, Oviraptor. They did do a very good job expanding, but it wasn't perfect, and we still did go back to most of the protagonists and antagonists being dinosaurs found in North America, like a Troceraptor, Tyrannosaurus Rex, blah, 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 blah. You guys know the story. We really have an opportunity now to venture further, to do something amazing. We really haven't touched China in any sort of meaningful capacity, and that dinosaur world is extremely diverse. There's just so much opportunity here. So at the end of the day, this video was just a cop-out for me, an opportunity for me to ramble about and nerd out about the Siamosaurus, which I'm going to be covering in a very soon episode of the Curious Case of the Siamosaurus right here on the Dinosaur channel. So make sure that you guys are subscribed for that, and we will see you guys in the next episode. Goodbye, dino friends.